Oh, it was a great honor. Major surprise when I received an email. All the news now come in email, not even a phone call, but emails. It was even better because you're not expecting.
Yeah.
And when I read, like, wow, this is fantastic. And the timing was perfect. And the freedom that it gave me to present this, it gave me a great chance to review my work in the last 20 years, recent work as well. And I would almost claim that I was so excited that was probably the lecture that I spent most time. I even prepared a 3D printing or three-dimensional imaging. So I don't know how people, if they like it or not,
That's
but
really like you. Yeah.
no, but I mean, for me, it was truly a pleasure preparing it. I was enjoying, and I hope to share, and also motivating the new research into synchrotron radiation. It's not only synchrotron; it's a very specialized set of tools, but it's something that we are entering in really scientific terms. So to me, it's exciting, and so I enjoy and appreciate very much the honor of being invited. Well, what I like about cement research, well, first of all, because concrete is such an important material, so you feel that you're doing something very important, both on the practical side and also in terms of the research, is because the material is very complex. In other systems, I mean, I don't say there isn't a challenge, of course there is, but everything is more uniform. What I like about concrete is still have to create order in this complexity. So I had quite a few interactions with people in chemistry, professors in chemistry, some of them are good friends, and we fought in working together. And one a very distinguished professor who was, he still is probably a candidate for a Nobel Prize, and said he looks at, oh, you know what? It's too complicated. I mean, it's too complex, too many variables. And okay, when you define a very specific problem, we work together, and eventually we did when we kind of narrowed down to a point. But I like the complexity. I think it's exciting. The idea that we're going to be defining very good understanding even of Portland cement, and then we start throwing waste products, special chemical mixture. So it's a very evolving field with a significant impact. I really want to emphasize the importance of mentorship. And I was so fortunate to have at different stage of my life, different mentors. The reason I went to Berkeley was because of Roy Carlson, who basically created a field of mass concrete. To me, it's quite interesting that now I'm studying nanostructure, microstructure, but my roots are in mass concrete. That's what I start working, and until I'm still gonna have to solve a problem in a massive dam in 2 weeks. So the chance that he gave me in making the connection through Berkeley, and that's the reason why I ended up going to Berkeley. So and then once in Berkeley, then I met Professor Mata, who gave me all the guidelines, and over time it's the type of thing what I like about Berkeley among certainly other top universities is that you're always learning. So for my own sake, I made the promise that for close to more than 20 years, every semester I would audit a class. So it doesn't have to be in civil engineering, not even engineering. So I one semester audit class in mathematics, actually quite a few classes in mathematics, eventually writing some papers in math, in one in a couple of mechanical engineering, corrosion, chemistry, as I mentioned, with distinguished professors, and philosophy at times, history of art. So the type of thing that you should not be constrained. If you just make the promise, okay, I save 3 hours of my week, and I do the commitment to go to the class, and of course, then at night you have to do the reading assignment. I most of the time I really do not go for the final exams, and
Yeah.
with one exception, one or two professors spring this surprise and oh, this is exam time. quiz and let's see how well you're paying attention to the class. And of course, first, second one, you're completely red, it's not quite prepared, but you survive. It has been an exciting deal. So my recommendation, in summary, is for you to always try to learn with people who know, have been around, so mentorship. And as you get older and have more experience, share the knowledge. I think that's kind of the honor system. You'll receive when you need it, and then it'll be your time to share the knowledge. Yes, civil engineering, it's to me, it's very satisfying because you're creating infrastructure. So you're making the life of people much better in a daily basis. So that's for me is the attraction. You have the sense that you really see your products. I have many colleagues who design computer chips, and I mean, of course, they get the satisfaction, but they never say the end product. One of my colleagues said, well, I kind of admire the fact that supposedly when I was working in one of the large dam projects, sometimes I was showing photographs and discussing a little bit, just get a sense what's going on. And you see out of nothing, you feel that you participate. You get one of a project that I liked a lot was when I was doing some consulting for a cathedral in Los Angeles. And when the job was done, and you go there, and it's the type of thing, it's really priceless. You get the sense like, well, okay, I know it's not your work, only your work, but being a member of something that's greater than you and you expect that would last, hopefully. Well, the design was 300 years, so won't be around to check, but certainly you go and you get this internal pride, and it's not kind of a bad pride, it's just that you feel that you're contributing a little bit to get a better world. So it's very satisfying. So that's the encouragement I have for civil engineers or people who are thinking in civil engineering. Do try to get some of the social component, and you get the satisfaction that you're getting the world in a better place. My mentality, first of all, I would spend quite a bit of time at the beginning to check how much advice a student would do it. I'm not the one who, if things are in very good shape, I don't like to do micromanagement. Why you bought this component or this. I'd rather have the discussion in terms of the broad sense, open door policy, so everybody knows that they can knock at the door, and unless I have already somebody, or say, well, come in 10 minutes, half an hour, and so they have this freedom for this. But of course, I'll give feedback as much as I can, but in a subtle way, because I think for grad students, particularly in research, I think that my mission is to train them to do independent research. So I do not believe that you should get a PhD student and force them to fulfill a project because the industry or because NSF. Of course, you can have the domain, but you have to have at least one part of the student, even to make a little bit of mistakes, learn from the process, discuss, and find the solution themselves. So that's, and they know the moment they get stuck with this, they can come for help. And I always tell, please, if there is a small problem, come before it becomes a big problem.